Hello, I'm Yannis from Dreadbox, and we're here in Superbooth 2019. And we have something new for you. The updated version of Nyx version 2. And I would just like to show you the differences between this unit and the old Nyx. You can straight away see that we have a different format, which follows the same format of Erebus version 3, which is much more wider and shorter also. And that's one difference. And then we have like the main difference is the reverb, which is much more developed. For example, let me show you. Now we have a size and feedback control, which allows us to have variable size. It's like a pre-delay time, but not exactly. Let me show you. And that is how the size sounds here on the Nyx, which is great for drones, especially when you do like this kind of stuff. And then we also have a new section here, which is the modulation of the reverb, which is basically like a random voltage generation. Let me show you. This sounds like very harsh, but if you tweak the wave, it now starts sounding fluid, and it's great to do this watery, let's say, reverberations. Which, to my ears at least, it sounds like one of the most melodic stuff I hear. And then we also have another difference, and it's here on the routing. On the old Nyx, we didn't have the bandpass mode, which now we have. And it's, I think, one of the biggest improvements on the filter of the Nyx, which was already pretty decent. And you can change its width. There. And it still follows the same principle. You just route the VCOs in a certain way, and combination with routing the filter, you just get different setups, let's say, like here you can have one oscillator to each filter, and it's totally independent. There, for example. And then what we also have here is different modulation section. Now you can see that we have a control over the whole time, which when it's on envelope mode, it's just the sustain level. So you have attack, decay, and release, and sustain. Normal ADSR behavior, but on LFO mode, this is now the hold time. So you have rise, hold, fall, and you can go at about 25 seconds each cycle. There, etc., etc. And they are both identical. So you have two modulation options, and again you can route them differently to the filters, or you can grab them directly from the patch points. Speaking of which, this is a new difference again on the version 2. We have 15 more different patches, and including is noise output. You can now have a noise. And this also includes audio input for both filters. That's the way I send the noise, for example, to the machine. This is something that was missing for version 1, and a lot of people asked it. And for example, let me do a very cool bass sound. Just by sending extra headroom from oscillator 2 to the input of the filters, like picking the oscillator 2, you just... And we also have the old trick where sending headphones output to the input again of the filter working here on the Nyx. That's basically the main differences. Also, this time you can go completely drone. There is a little dip switch here where it converts the glide controls and that's the main differences.